everyone, I'm back to make another interactive card, and this time we're using the new release from Gerda Steiner Designs, and I'm using Peeking Over Puppies. This has a cute fence that I stamped side by side, and then I cut this piece of paper long because you'll get to see what we're going to do with this. It's going to be an interactive, and we want to have enough room to be able to hide this cute little pug that I am coloring with my Olo markers. So freaking adorable. I love that he's just peeking over, got his tongue out, and he is going to be looking for some cake. So the cake is from the Puppies and Cake stamp set, and that also has the sentiments that go with both of these kind of coincide together. Both stamp sets are what you're going to need. So I'm using this T square from Pear Blossom Press. This is the A2, and I'm using it to make sure I've got the perfect border on both sides, and then I'm trimming that bottom to have that border all the way around. And now I'm going to start staging this scene. I kind of figured out where I wanted the cake. I want it to look like it's on a table in a yard and that that cute pug is just peeking over this short fence. It's got to be short because it's a pug peeking over. Unless he's got a table on the other side, right? So I'm coloring some grass and some greenery and then the fence, blending that up. And then I'm filling back in that grassy look so we can blend that out. I'm coloring this with a little bit of gray edging so it looks like a table. And I'm going to color this cake. Wasn't really sure what colors to go with. I felt like a blue plate. And I just had a really, really good cheesecake with lemon frosting. So that's kind of what I was thinking when I was coloring this. So I'm trying to make it look like there's some lemon frosting on a white cake there. And then I'm using a glitter gel pen for that um, candle. And then I'm using a memento pen just to kind of color around the edge. Sometimes my scan and cut cuts a little too close, so I can get that black line back on there. And then I'm going to use the Lawn Fawn Let's Toast pull tab. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that little add-on, the little slit piece, and you die cut that where you want your piece to move up and down. And so I want it to go a little higher, so I'm going to run it back through again. So now we've got the perfect thing, and I'm going to test it out with some micro glue dots. I set him on there. The pull tab's a little loose, well, wiggly, and I like it to be a little stiffer. So I cut an extra piece and glued it on the back. It also gives it a nice finish on the back if you put the nice side up on both sides. And then we're cutting out that tab, so we're going to be able to have the little pull arrow at the top. And I'm feeding that back through so we can test it again, and it was pulling too high up. And also, it kind of rotates a little bit if you don't put that guide. So it does come with that die, and you just fold it over itself and glue it down. And then we're just going to glue it to the back of this piece so that it helps keep that pull tab in place and not wiggling around. And then I'm putting a U shape of foam tape so that the pull tab stuff can go up and down, but then it's secured on both edges. And I used that same memento marker again to do around the edge just because the fence has that black line, but then the rest of it didn't. So I thought it just looked a little better to have like an edge, like the whole thing was a stamp. And then it was coming up a little too high. So I cut out another one of those little guides and I trimmed it kind of thin and then wrapped it around so that now he stops perfectly so that his paws are just sticking up. And then, did someone say cake? I found a die in my stash of just a little quote bubble. You could probably cut one out on your cry cutter, whatever you have. I'm sure you have something similar. So I glued it to the back of its head so you can see it when it's when behind the fence. And so you know there's something over there. And then you pull the tab up, and it's a pug. He wants your cake. Hope you enjoyed this one. It was super fun to make. I'll see you next time, and make sure you go check out these new stamp sets at Gerda Steiner's website. I'll put it in the link below.